Just fixing an exhaust leak here. I took off the shield off the exhaust manifold. They're 10mm nuts with studs. Use a 6-point socket or wrench. Then I'm right down here. The leak. Right, the leak is right here. There's the catalytic converter underneath here. Here's the manifold. The leak's right here. And they're 15mm. And I'm using a breaker bar with an extension, as well as a 15mm deep socket and a flexible joint there, and a pipe right here. And they're breaking loose. I would use penetrating oil or impact. Those would work really well if your car is more rusted than mine. You definitely don't want to snap off those studs. I've already removed this plate here that ran across the bottom of here. It's held in by 4 17mm head bolts. Here's the catalytic converter right there. There's the oxygen sensor right there. You need to follow that wire up and disconnect it. Alright, I released the air filter and pulled it out of the way a little bit. Just pop this thing right here and you can wiggle it loose. Pop off the sensors on the sides here, just right to here and there. And then the oxygen sensor is right there, and undo the connection. There's a joint right there. I'm removing the whole exhaust system because if you break that joint, it's often difficult to get the reseal. Alright, the muffler and the exhaust system is held on by a bunch of rubbers you can see right there. You just gotta pull them or push them with your hands and they'll pop right off. Put gloves on to protect your hands. There's the flexible joint that often fails. I've already welded a new one in there. Back there is the other plate I have to remove. It's held in by 6 10mm nuts. Alright, the system has been removed from the vehicle. You see a very rusty muffler. And you can see the catalytic converter has one massive crack in it. And that's why I'm smelling fumes inside the car. Okay, I have V'd out the crack using a triangle file, and I used a rotary tool with a stone on it to clean off the coating on it inside and out. You can see that. Alright, if you look through the crack there, I've clamped a sheet of metal on the other side, which will increase the strength of the repair, and it also helps it protect the backside from any gases, so it'll increase the ductility of the weld as made. Everything's been degreased. Acetone would be the preferred solvent to use for that, and wire brushed thoroughly, and we are now ready to weld. Okay, I used ER70S6 welding wire, that's 35,000 thickness. I used that with 75% argon and 25% CO2 mix. And I used the settings of 160 for wire feed speed, that's inches per minute, and 16 volts. Let's take a look at the weld. It came out pretty well. I had a little crater at the end there, which is a little divot, where crack could potentially start it again. So I just went over it quickly and filled that in, that little spot there. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I don't see any undercutting or anything like that. And you can see I achieved full penetration. This piece of metal on the inside is now permanently part of this, and it should be ready to go back in. Alright, and that is how you fix your exhaust. If you enjoyed that video, I have many other videos on the Ford Escort. Maybe you need to solve your P1445, and I can show you how to do that. It's just your purge flow system, and I explain how it works. Maybe you have some trouble with your fuel filter and you have a P1131 code. I can show you how to fix that. So like and subscribe and check out my other videos down here. Thank you.